Hello everyone, today I'm going to start a new series with this video. In this series I'm going to discuss stuff about software engineering. In this video I'm going to talk about design patterns. If you don't know what it is, design pattern is something that you must know if you want to be a master of object-oriented software design. It helps you to solve many problems when you design object classes for your applications, or application framework for your developer team to use. So let's get started. Though design patterns are important, people often find them quite difficult to learn. First, let's take a brief look at Wikipedia to check what is the definition of design pattern. If you are new to this, I bet you will not understand what it says.
A software design pattern is a general, reusable solution to a commonly occurring problem within a given context in software design.
Okay, after you read this, do you understand what design pattern actually is? Is it a tool, a software, or some rules? Sorry, design pattern is neither any of them. In a nutshell, design patterns are some guidelines you may follow when you run into some common problems in software design. If you try to learn design patterns by reading some books or material on the web, you often find they are written in some difficult English. In fact, I think the best way to learn design patterns is by learning from examples. In this video, I'm going to introduce a simple design pattern called Singleton. I'll use a very simple program. First, there is no design pattern applied. And you'll see a problem in the program. Then I will show you how to solve the problem by applying a design pattern. Now, let's check the definition of the Singleton pattern. From Wikipedia.
The Singleton pattern is a software design pattern that restricts the instantiation of a class to one single instance.
When you design a software, you often want to create something that is global and shareable among all functions, or all threads in your program. For example, if you are writing a web crawler, you may want to have a connection pool to support all your file downloading threads. Or, if you want every function in your program to write log to the same file. You'll need a Singleton log object to write messages to such file. Now, let's jump into our example program. This is a very simple Python program that reads two records from a Redis database. In case you don't know what Redis is a simple memory database. Let's check what is saved in our Redis with Redis Explorer. In Redis we store records in it and we assign a key to each record. We can get one record by providing the key for such record. You can see we have our first record with a key John, and the record is an email address. The key of our second key is Mary. And the record is another email address. Our program should read each record from the database, and print out the email domain of their email address. This is the first version of our program. I defined a function readMX starting on line 5. On line 7 we created a Redis connection object. As you can see we need to do authentication by providing a password. And on line 10 we use it to read a record in Redis. In our main block we call readMX and pass the key into it. Easily we can see there is a problem in this program, since we need to create a Redis connection on line 7. So the connection is recreated every time when we invoke readMX. This is a bad idea. We should only create the connection once and reuse it in each invocation of the function. Let's move to our second version. Here I create our Redis connection in the main block on line 11. And we pass it into readMX in every invocation. With this change we created the Redis connection only once, but we need to pass it into readMX. This is a bit clumsy. I have an even better idea, let's check the next version. In this version, we moved the Redis connection object into a Python module called dbcon. Remember, variables in Python modules only create once by always, so they are singleton. This is the easiest way to apply singleton design pattern in Python. On line 8, I defined the readmx function in this module also. In our main program, we just need to import dbcon. Then we can invoke readmx in the module. This design brings you one more benefit. As you can see, we don't need to import Redis module in our main program, which means our main program has no dependency on Redis. This means in the future you may store your data with a different type of database without changing the main program. When we design software applications, we always want to reduce the coupling between different application modules. This is a more advanced concept. If you want to know more about this idea, please leave a comment below and we may discuss more. So this video ends here. Singleton is just one of the many software design patterns. There are many other patterns that we may find useful in other scenarios, such as factory pattern or iterator pattern. I'll introduce more in my future videos. And in the comment you may give me suggestions on which pattern you wish me to talk about. I'll see you next time.